Good morning. We are going to be doing a standing practice today that's all about balancing. So we're going to be exploring through the pelvis and having the pelvis be steady while we come onto one leg. And so really what I want you to garner and gather and experience from this practice is what it is to stand tall and what it is to stand strong without actually thinking about standing tall and strong. So lots of people, when they stand in Tadasana, they do something like this. And they lift through their spine, or they think about being strong by doing something by engaging in their muscles, which obviously our muscles need to engage. But I want to throw out this idea of what it would be like to have a little bit more ease, and let ease be your undercurrent so that this well-functioning body can surrender upward so that there's an effortlessness to the practice. Okay? There's there's a conversation I'm having with a number of my certification trainees right now, and it's about yoga teachers who are blowing out their bodies teaching. You don't have to. You don't have to do any of that. I'm teaching more practices now than I've ever taught ever. And my body's functioning better. And that's one reason why. So I'll talk more about that. But for now, let's get into this practice. Pelvis here, feet on the floor. Feel the center of the heel, ball of the foot, base of the pinky toe. And just let yourself stand. And just feel your feet. Feel your feet, feel your legs, feel your pelvis. Try not to think about feeling any of it. Just feel. Just feel. Actually feel. Don't imagine. Just feel. Center of the heel, ball of the foot, base of the pinky toe. Feel your parts. Feel your breath. And just notice how you have been with your day and how your day has been with you. Yeah? Good. All right, we're going to just keep it on 2 feet for now. Take the legs wide, rotate the leg bones. Remember, this is not a toe pointing out. The articulating joint is here at the hips, and you're going to start to lower down. Yep. Get a feel of the leg bones moving in your hips, feeling the center of the heel, the ball of the foot, the base of the pinky toe. Watch that your legs don't fall inward. If you need to, take your hand onto the outside of the thigh, press your thigh out into your hand. Try not to think of alignment of the knee. I know that's a bit wacky, but if you focus in on how the leg bone is moving in the hip socket, if you focus in on the 3 points of the feet, quite automatically that knee is in a lovely space because the top of the knee is the bottom of the hip and the bottom of the knee is the top of the ankle. Yeah, and just play around with that hip, knee, ankle movement. Yeah, good. Okay, so now let's rotate one leg out. Pelvis is going to slightly be diagonal. We're going to come into a warrior two. Again, we're just playing around with doing both leg bones, both hip sockets. Just getting a feel of how legs move. Yeah, you'll see how I did that. Rotated that leg bone in the hip socket. Torso is long, and I'm lowering down. So the torso hasn't changed. Here I am in Tadasana. I take my legs wide. I rotate the legs and I'm lowering down, right? That torso is still exactly where it is. I'm not going forward. I'm not going back. Good. And then rotate. And then down you come. Yeah. Just like that. So think about what you're training. What are you training for? Right? Are you just doing the poses to whack them off and to do them? Are you training for something, right? So now in standing, now notice what you feel. Yeah? So when you're moving those largest joints very deliberately and consciously, you come back to standing and you can see what you see. Feel what you feel. Already I can tell I'm going taller, but I'm not like, I'm going to be taller. It's just taller arises out of good movement. So now let's take us into tree. So we're going to rotate that leg bone. It's not the foot's not leading. The knee's not leading. It's that leg bone in the hip socket. That's the articulating joint. Pay attention. Watch if your pelvis is coming up like this. Watch if your pelvis wants to go. Stay small. I know, yes, it can sometimes be so bloody annoying to go small. But the movement you have that is real and small is the movement that you have, and that's what you can retrain and grow. I'm having a bit of trouble bringing that leg up today. Okay, there we go. So now we're here. But did you notice that even at all that time when I'm like, okay, where's my foot here? I wasn't going down and then up. I mean, you can, but then that's what you're training. That's the habit. That's the neuromuscular pattern you're building. So if you want to build better hip mobility, move the leg bone in the hip. Yeah? And then up you come. You don't have to come this high. You can come here. That's what you want. Just the key is where did your pelvis go in space? Yeah? You can play with as difficult, challenging, however you want. But again, watch where my torso is. Okay, good. Let's do the other side. Okay. So rotate. This is the articulating joint. Leg comes up. And the wind blows. Here we go. There we go. And then leg comes down. Okay, now we're coming up into here again. Let's make this smaller, or if you want to challenge it, I'm making it smaller because I'm a little bit windy today. So you might want to keep it where it was, but I'm going to start my tree here, and I just want to notice my toes. My toes are doing a little bit of bird on a wire grippy thing, so I'm just going to let them find their place. Good, and then that leg comes forward into rotation. Now what it's going to do, it's going to come out straight. There you go. And then, wow, I'm a little windy. And then I'm going to come back and into tree. Let's do that again. So I keep holding my pelvis here, or a pelvis here, on purpose. Good. So think about your leg bone. Really keep that awareness of the leg bone in the hip socket. Out and then back in and then rotate. Foot comes on and then out and then in, and there you go. Okay, now from here, we're going to take it up like so into figure 4, and then we're going to do a slight movement down. So what often happens here is that people will roll down through their upper body, right? What I want you to think about is that hinge at the hip. The hinge at the hip. So the leg bones are coming up more toward you. That's the flexion part I want you to pay attention to, as opposed to bringing your upper body down. Okay, good. And then down. Bring this guy up. Good. Now start to come down. I'm going to put this pelvis down a bit. We'll do that. Good. Okay, and then down. Okay, now let's bring those together a bit. So we're going to come into tree. We're going to bring the leg out. So you decide. You can bring the leg up higher if you want, but you need to pay attention to what goes up further up the chain or what goes on into the standing leg. Bring the ankle on here and hinge. I got a little wobbly happening today. So I'm going to make my movement smaller. So I'm just going to come to about here. Yeah, because that wobbly, even though I can go further, that wobbly is letting me know that it's not quite happening today. Okay, and then I'm going to bring the leg out front. Good, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to come to tree. Good, and then down. Okay, perfect. So here, tree. You choose where you want to raise through that hip, and whether you want to join me here or you want to take it higher and then bring it forward and then bring it up. And this is so funny. I'm really windy today. Good. And find this. Yeah. Good. And then come back. And then here. And then down. Okay, good. Now take a notice. How are you doing? Right? See where things are at. If something has started to bubble up in your SI or in your back or in your knees or in your ribs or your neck, guess what that means? It means you went a little far. It's all good. It's all good. It's all indications of something that maybe you weren't aware of, or maybe you fully knew you were going too far and you blew past yellow lights. So you did. So you noticed that you did. Okay, now I'm being very light about this. It's also a very serious matter. But it's like, first of all, we have to be compassionate with ourselves if that's what in fact you did. And it's like, okay, look, I did that. So now you get to choose. Yeah? Okay, so now we're going to come into eagle. Leg comes up. We're going to come back to that figure 4. Then we're going to keep that pelvis level, and you're going to slide that leg down as you bend that standing knee. Good. And then if you want to bring the arms into it, whatever arm is leg is on top, the same arm goes below. Good. And then you're going to come up, and then you're going to come down. All right, let's do that again. Other side. Cross, pelvis stays level, particularly as you really cross this top leg. It's so easy to drop that pelvis. Pay attention to the leg bone, bring a little bit more flexion into the standing on the floor foot leg. Whoa. And then bring those arms in to, Good. All right. There we go. Nice. And then come on up. And then there. So when I said there we go, it was like that. All of a sudden, that little stillness piece was like boom. And it happened inside. I was like, there I am. All right, now here you are. Let's start to bring it together again. So coming into whatever tree you want to start with. Those of you who are just joining, I've been a little windy today, meaning in my body, not in my guts. And so I'm being small. Okay, and then taking that leg out. You can bring the leg high, you can bring the leg low. It's totally up to you. The aim is that we're moving through the hips. We're going to take that ankle up onto the leg. We're going to hinge through the hips. Then we're going to slide that down into eagle. Okay, and then arms come in. And then we're going to come out. We're going to slide that ankle up onto the knee again. And come up. All right, let's go other side. Ankle comes on up through that hip. Remember, the articulating joints, it's primarily the hip. Now the knee's coming along too. There is movement in the knee for sure. But I really want you to pay close attention to that pelvis and leg bone. Slide it in. Let's see how I do this time. Whoa! And here we go. Okay, slide it out, ankle, up, stand. All right, notice what you feel. We're going to add one more to this. Notice what you feel. Where are your legs? Where is your pelvis? Where is your torso? I can already feel my spine just going up like this, straight up. And what's cool about that is you've been seeing me all over the place, right? In some of these sequences. So it's kind of fun to actually see how things can change when you just really pay close attention. Okay, let's come into it. Tree. Whatever version. And then bring that out forward. Ankle comes up. And we're going to sit. And then we're going to come into eagle. And those, whoops, on one side, this side. Good, and then up, figure 4, and then we're going to swing this leg back, and we're going to come into a warrior 3. Now my wall is really close behind me, so I'm not going to come all the way down, but it's kind of fun to place the foot on the wall, actually. Okay, then come back. We're going to swing the leg through. Now here, pelvis is staying square, and that leg moves out. Good, leg comes in, ankle comes onto the knee. Sit. Good, watch the toes of that bottom foot, and then come on up, and then here. All right, good. Come to here, and out. Ankle. Sit. Eagle. Arms come in. Oh, now that one's a little more graceful. And then ankle as the hip moves back to figure 4. And then we come up, move through that hip, and then leg comes back into your warrior 3. And then we're bringing it straight forward, and that leg, woo, whoa, look at that. So I am only going to go this far today. There we go. Yep. And here, and then come on down, and then up, and then here. Lovely. All right. Easy standing. Notice your legs. Notice your body, and notice your breath. Let's take the shoulders up and then roll them back and bring them down. Up and bring them back and then down. Raise them up, bring them back and then down. Bring them up, pull them back and then down. So the breath comes in and then the breath goes out and then down. Breath comes in, breath comes out and then down. Okay, let's bring the palms facing down. Reach them wide. So the articulating joint is the shoulder. The elbows and the hands are coming along. You're going to inhale, inhale. Sorry, exhale, exhale. Inhale. Let me try one more time. Exhale, 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 exhale. So the exhale comes out as the arms go wide. The ribs are not doing this. We're not in an aerobics video. We are moving the arms through the shoulder sockets. So the palms are up, the palms are down for 2. Out, out. Perfect. Okay, so there we are. And now we're here in standing. Easy breathing. Yeah. Just notice how you're feeling connected left and right. We're going to do a little chair, 2-feeter. Take the arms up. Yep. And then come on up. Now, I want you to be here in standing. I've done this once before, where I want you to notice yourself in standing and allow yourself to feel what it is that you feel, right? And so you might feel lighter, you might feel taller, you might feel more connected, you might feel more contained. Whatever word, whatever quality it is that you are now feeling having done the practice, notice it in standing. We spend so much of our day in standing and moving around that there are times to practice a shavasana in standing, because we want to be able to integrate this new normal as a part of our life and not just something that we do to deal or cope with life. So this then, the state starts to gain some legs in a habitual way, a new neuromuscular pattern. So feel your feet, feel your toes, and feel the 3 points, the center of the heel, the ball of the foot, and the base of the pinky toe. And really just try and be without trying to change. And even think about how you're doing this and soften it a little bit more. Like be a little bit more easeful. And notice your jaw and your eyes. Feeling your spine. Remembering that a well-functioning body surrenders upward. When we have the internal support, when we have the movement patterns, breath can be easier. And we just lift up. We are working with gravity and not against. Feel your third eye, the space between your eyebrows. Feel your throat. Feel the chimney of your heart behind the breastbone, down to your heart and into your solar plexus. And down through your abdomen to your navel, into that power point 2 inches below your navel. And through your legs, the inner and the outer lines of your legs down to the bottom of your feet. Feel, 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 feel. Keep on feeling the sensation in your body. There you go. Your body is a barometer. Let the sensation guide you. Bring your palms together, hands touching, Anjali Mudra right at your heart. Notice how the palms of your heart connect from your shoulder blades, through your arms, thinking about acupuncture meridians connecting from your heart to the palms of your hands. So your heart is at your hands touching each other, completing a circle there. Feeling your feet. And then inhale. And exhale. Breathing in with ease. And out with gratitude. Namaste. You have a really great day. I'm looking really forward to hearing about how you are in your body and how your day has gone with this state that you now are. So do comment below. Let me know either now or later. I'd love to hear. If you're in Canada, have a great long weekend. Have a great one. Take care. See you tomorrow morning.